Hello, dear students. Good morning to all of you. As we were discussing about the ways and means of consumer protection, since we have already discussed the first ways, that is self-regulation by the business, in the previous class as the ways and means of the consumer protection. In the previous class, dear students, we have discussed the ways and means of consumer protection by the view of the business enterprises or businessmen. Next way of consumer protection is business association. Dear student, for examples of business association, that the examples of association of trade, commerce and business, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce of India, that is known as FICCI, in short FICCI, and Confederation of Indian Industries, CII. Dear students, these are the example of business association in India today. These association always issue some guidelines for the member business enterprises, or those business enterprises who are members in these associations, to deal with the customers. Dear students, so many times it is seen that they have laid down their code of conduct which lay down for their members the guideline in their dealings with the customers. So if they are found involved in code of conduct, there is some penalties and some terms are there, so that the members of the association cannot repeat it again and again, and they can be under control, and they can not involve themselves they do not involve themselves in unfair trade practices. So dear students, for business association, there are two associations: Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce of India and Confederation of Indian Industries. These two organizations are trying to keep command and control over the business enterprises, especially who are the member enterprise. The next ways for consumer protection, that is consumer awareness. As we were talking again and again continuously, we were discussing on this point that until or unless consumer awareness is not there, it is quite impossible to create so many organizations and provide so many rights. Until or unless the consumers do not know about their rights, duties and responsibilities, then they cannot use their term, they cannot use these things for their welfare. So dear students, first of all, regarding the consumer awareness, first of all, it must be known that who will be known as the consumer, and what kind of rights they have, and what duties they have to fulfill, and against what circumstances and in what condition they can raise their voices. So dear students, under the consumer awareness, a consumer who is well informed about his right and reliefs available to him would be in a position to raise his voice against any unfair trade practices or unscrupulous exploitation. And the second term, that is for consumer awareness, that is, this enables them to understand their responsibilities and safeguard their interests too. So dear students, under the consumer awareness, they can be aware, they can know about the unfair trade practices, that if any person found or if any seller or trader found doing the unfair trade practices, then how they can get rid of from these practices, and where they can raise their voice, and from where they can complain, and from where they can be compensated by using their rights, and they also understand how they can understand the responsibility. So dear students, the third ways is consumer awareness. Now the next ways of consumer protection, that is consumer organization. Dear students, today we are well known that there are so many consumer organizations are existing in the society, who are playing a vital role for protecting them, and protecting them with fraudulent activities, and protecting the consumers with fraudulent activities, and they are forcing the business firms and business organizations to avoid malpractices and exploitation of the consumers. Dear students, these organizations aware the consumers time to time, help the consumers time to time, and raise their voices on behalf of the consumers, or on behalf of those people or those consumers who are sufferer, and by providing a platform, the consumers are getting their problems settled. Now dear students, the fifth term, that is government. Government is also a way through which consumer protection can be done. Dear students, the most important of these regulations is the Consumer Protection Act 1986, and the act provides for three-tier machineries at the district, state and national level for redressal of consumer grievances. It means if any grievances of the consumers are there, if they are sufferer, then their exploitation, their grievances or any kind of problem can be settled through the district, state or national level redressal consumer court, which have been established by the government under the settlement machinery of Consumer Protection Act 1986. So dear students, today we have lot of platform, today we have lot of opportunity to be protected with fraudulent activities of the consumers, so that we can be aware. So government is also aware regarding our rights and duties, and government is also playing a vital role for protecting us from the exploitation done by the different business enterprises, or government is also forcing us to avoid malpractices and do not involve in unfair trade practices. If any unfair trade practices are happening, then they have given the platform where we can complain, we can sort out our problems, we can get the redressal settled. Dear students, now I think you all have got all the terms or all the ways of the consumer protection. Today this chapter is finished. By the end of this topic, now after that we will start the discussion on the next chapter. Till then, thank you.